Hello. This lesson is about applying trigonometry to a variety of problems, including word problems. So when we're looking at a problem, it will not necessarily explicitly say, hey, use some trigonometry to solve it. You just have to know that that is a possibility. So when we're looking at this, you can see that it's asking to find the variable, which is an angle. What else do you notice? What do you see about this problem? I see a circle. Inside the circle, I see a triangle. And in the triangle is only in half the circle. Now, you have to remember that there is a theorem that says that if a triangle is inscribed in a semicircle, that this angle here is going to be 90. Now, one way to see that is it is also an inscribed angle. And this is the intercepted arc, which is, it goes from here to here. Oops. And here's the intercepted arc for that angle. The arc, is 180 degrees. In squared angle is half. Therefore, this is 90. So this is a right triangle. The moment you know it's a right triangle, you can use trigonometry. And here's my angle. So I'm going to label the sides. According to this angle, this is the opposite and this is adjacent. Using SOHCAHTOA. Sorry, that's an 8. OA is TOA. So I'm going to say tangent, write an equation, tangent of the angle A equals 14 over 26, opposite over adjacent. So taking the inverse of both sides. So I'm going to do an inverse tangent. Okay, using my calculator, it says that A is approximately 28.3007. So that's going to round to the nearest tenth. Do not forget to say it's a degree. There you are. Right, next problem. Okay, what does it say? Find the area of a triangle. Okay. Well, what do I know? You always write down what you know. The area of the triangle is area equals half base times height. Well, looking at it, do I have the base? Yep. And that's 14. Do I have the height? Is this the height? No, that's the side length. A height, if you remember, has to be perpendicular. So for this particular one, if we extend this side, the height to the 14 to side BC would be here. So this is the height here. And do we know the height? Nope, I don't. But I do know an angle. And I know that because this is a right angle, I do have a right triangle that I've created with an angle. So that's another key component in understanding if you need to use trig. So if you're looking at here, this is now a right triangle. And I have an angle and I have the hypotenuse. I'm going to just call it hypotenuse, not to be confused with the h I just wrote here. You know what? I'm going to actually change it to x. Okay. So if this is a hypotenuse, this is our angle. The angle over here, that would be its opposite. So I have OH. And in SOHCAHTOA, OH is sine. So this is just to find h. Right? So I have the sine of 19 equals x over 17. Cross multiplying. Okay, so this is multiplying 17 times sine of 19. Now, because I'm going to round it, I'm going to need more decimals than, okay, so more decimals is more accurate. So I'm going to do the 4. And this is going to be the height. So now substituting, I have, so x is the height of my triangle. So I have the base is 14, and the height is 5.5347. My answer is approximately, and it doesn't say what to round, so I'm going to go to the 7th. Centimeters, oh, sorry, to the 10th square centimeters. All right. Okay. Vocabulary. So now that we've talked about just some applications, let's talk about word problems. So if we're looking at this, you can see Simba. He's walking on the ground and Zazu's flying. So when we do problems, we talk about a horizontal or a line of sight. So Simba here, his horizontal or a line of sight is here. Zazu's horizontal or line of sight is up here. Now, when they're looking at each other, it creates another line. So you can see the two horizontals are parallel, and then this invisible line, them looking at each other, is a transversal. Kind of cool, right? Applying some of the terminologies that we've learned before. So this angle that's created from the horizontal in this line is called the angle of elevation. This angle here, from Zazu's horizontal to the line to the transversal, is the angle of depression. Right? Now, people often get this angle confused, but it's from the horizontal to here. Okay. There, so here is some really good vocabulary you need to know that you'll hear in word problems using trigonometry. Because if you say, oh, Zazu's angle of depression, and how high is he flying? Well, you would measure his height to the ground, and that would create a right triangle. All right, so let's do some word problems. All right, Mulan sitting on top of the pole cites Captain Zhang at a 34 degrees angle of depression. If the pole is 24 feet tall, how far is Captain Zhang from the base of the pole to the nearest tenth of a foot? So the first thing is you want to read it. And you want to read it so you as many times as you need to understand it. Okay, and then the next thing is you want to draw a picture. So Mulan is sitting on top of a pole. There's Mulan sitting on top of a pole. And Size Captain Zhang. And he's down here. Always know where the ground is. This is an important thing. Okay. Now the angle of depression is from the horizontal to the transversal. So it's here is 34 degrees. This is really important. It's not here, it's up there. The pole is 24 feet tall. How far is Captain Jang from the base of the pole? Well, where's the base of the pole? He's here. So Mulan's here. And he's here. Captain. Okay. And there's your question. I didn't even leave any room to do the problem. All right, so what do we know? Well, I know a couple things, that this angle is congruent to this angle, alternate interior angles. This is going to be our opposite, and then this is our adjacent. So this is going to be the tangent. So I'm going to have the tangent of the angle equals opposite, which is 24 feet, over x. Cross multiply. Okay, I'm going to have tangent of 34 equals 24. And I'm going to divide. Okay, so that is going to be approximately, and it says round to the nearest tenth. Okay, I can do that. 24 divided by tangent of 34. So that is approximately 35.6 feet, right? And this is what I'm going to be looking for in your homework and on assessments. The picture doesn't have to be extravagant or too detailed. Just, I need to see your right triangle, where things are labeled, because this is really important. Because if you mark it incorrectly, then I'll know why, and we can discuss that. But if you don't draw a picture, then we don't know what you did. So it's really important. Draw an accurate picture and label all the parts. All right, next problem. The angle of elevation from a sailboat to the top of a 120-foot lighthouse on the shore is 16 degrees. To the nearest tenth of a foot, how far is the sailboat from the shore? Okay, so I know I have a lighthouse. Okay, I'm going to draw a lighthouse. I don't know what that does look like. Lighthouse, okay. Shore, sailboat, water. Okay, so the angle of elevation from the sailboat. So the sailboat has a horizontal. All right, so here's the angle of elevation is here. From to the top of a 120-foot lighthouse. So the lighthouse here is 120 feet. Okay, and the angle of elevation is 16 degrees. To the nearest tenth of a foot, how far is the sailboat from the shore? So how far is it from here to there? Okay. So if I'm looking again at this, this is the opposite and this is adjacent. That's going to be tangent again. So tangent of 16 degrees at the angle. Opposite over adjacent. Cross multiply. And then divide. Okay. So I have 120 divided by tangent 16. So we're on to tenth of a foot at 418.5 feet. Again, draw a picture, label it, know which trig function and ratio you're going to be using. Now, not all problems you're going to use tangent, and there may be some problems that you actually find the angle. So really drawing the problem accurately is important. All right, don't forget to answer the EQ. Thanks for watching. Bye.